We want to turn our attention now to our legal analyst, Jeff Hosford from Hosford Lawfirm. Jeff, thanks for being here this evening.
Thank you for having me.
So we often hear about capital murder. We hear about first-degree murder charges, second-degree murder. Can you define for us what second-degree murder is and the penalty under a charge like that?
Second-degree murder is not with premeditation, basically, is the main key. But it's usually done with deprived heart, and it's done without regard for others' lives or others being harmed. In that situation, the charge is second-degree murder as opposed to murder. The difference between second-degree murder and first-degree murder is that it carries 20 to 40 years if a jury does not find the person guilty of life in prison. In other words, if you get convicted of second-degree murder, you can still get life in prison, but the jury actually has to sentence you to it as opposed to an automatic sentence.
The charge sounds somewhat similar to manslaughter, but it is a higher charge.
Yeah, it's a higher charge than manslaughter. Manslaughter carries less time. It doesn't have the availability of life. In this situation, the person can get life by a jury. So what they would do is they would have the trial, and then the jury would find them guilty. And then if the jury so chooses, they can sentence that person to life in prison, whereas that's not available in manslaughter.
All right. We always appreciate your perspective, Jeff. Thanks so much. We will see you next week.
Thank you for having me.